South Korea and Japan are a great place to visit, in part because they play such a large role in the recent history of the United States, but also provide us with so many of our cars, television sets, and other electronic items. Both countries are naturally beautiful, with the temperate climate, mountains, and beaches, not to mention delicious Asian food. These days, South Korea and Japan are modern first world countries that are small, but next to China and Russia, two of the largest countries in the world. Tensions often run high. Let's look at South Korea first. We flew into Incheon International Airport near Seoul, which is still technically at war with North Korea. Supreme Leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, recently declared South Korea its number one enemy and continues to make numerous offensive moves. The Korean War was started by North Korea with the backing of China, while North Korea is one of the poorest countries in the world, in part because they spend most of their money on nuclear weapons, rocketry, and tunnels into the south. The Korean Demilitarized Zone, or the DMZ, is part tourist attraction, but also a testament of the history of Korea, which before World War II was a colony of Japan. After World War II ended, Korea was divided in 1945 by the United States and the Soviet Union into two occupation zones, one communist, the other democratic. In 1950, the North attacked the South. The United Nations got involved with troops from 21 countries, including the United States. Chinese troops became involved in 1951. Armistice talks began and combat ended in July of 1953 with an exchange of prisoners and the establishment of the DMZ. There had been over 1 million military deaths and an estimated 2 to 3 million civilian deaths. There were allegations of war crimes on both sides, and virtually all of Korea's major cities were destroyed. No peace treaty was ever signed, so the war is still technically on. Relics from the war can still be seen. As many as 17 tunnels are suspected to have been drilled by the North into the South, but only 4 have been located. The tunnels are intended to get 100,000 troops into South Korea in an hour for a surprise attack. There is very little trust at this time. The conflict between the communist countries of China, Russia, and North Korea and the United States and other Western countries is still felt today. While we were there, our cell phone maps did not work due to the North jamming dozens of GPS satellites, making it difficult to get around. Trash balloons were being sent south from the North, and DMZ propaganda was set up on loudspeakers on both sides. Both sides are preparing for a continuation of the war. South Korea maintains the UN Memorial Cemetery in Busan to honor the many soldiers who died in the Korean War to preserve a democratic government. One of the more colorful sights in Seoul is the ritual changing of the guard at the Royal Palace, which started in 1429. This official reenactment comes from official records to ensure
命
authenticity.
令に従って配置されます。
After the ceremony, you can see the palaces and other governmental buildings nestled in the middle of the modern city, some dating back 600 years. While walking through this UNESCO-recognized site, one sees many tourists and locals dressed in hanboks, that is, traditional Korean clothing. It looks fine and will get you free entrance into the palace complex. This is the National Folk Museum nearby. Not too far away is the Insadong Antique Street area, with older traditional housing and colorful shopping. Also in downtown Seoul is the Jogyesa Temple, the chief temple of the Jogye order of Korean Buddhism. It is surrounded by the modern city, and they date back to 1395 AD. People can sign up for the Temple Stay program here to experience the life of a Buddhist monk, eat their food, and learn more about the temple and Korean Buddhism in general. After visiting the DMZ and Seoul, it's time to head south on the Korean high-speed rail, headed for the heart of the country and some of its ancient heritage sites. First on our list is the Bulguksa Temple, one of dozens of Buddhist temples in both North and South Korea. Bulguksa, near Gyeongju, is on a mountainside and dates back to 528 AD. We enjoyed several unique experiences in addition to the colorful prayers that people make for their loved ones. One simple pleasure was the making of paper lotuses to offer to the Buddha. Several more temples were on the agenda, including this Seoguram Grotto, not far from Bulguksa. In Gyeongju town, known as a museum without walls, is the Daeryong Wang Tomb Complex, dating back 2,000 years. It showcases many artifacts and jewelry of Korean royalty. A little further on the mountainous seaside city of Busan, is the Yeongguksa Temple, the temple by the sea. Busan is on the southern tip of Korea and is a major fishing center, as evidenced by these exotic seafood choices. You can't get more fresh than still alive. People like to visit the Gamcheon Culture Village, a district within Busan. It has been there maybe 100 years and was a poverty-stricken area built on a hillside. It's only in the past 15 years or so that efforts have been made to convert the village into a cultural hub, sometimes called the Machu Picchu of Busan. You can find art galleries, museums, and shops. There's plenty of shopping in downtown Busan, as well as the Yeongdosan Park with the Busan Tower with an observation deck where you can see the city. This city of over 3 million hosts Korea's busiest seaport and the world's 6th largest container port. This port of entry serves Korea's largest industrial area. After the cruise, we were treated to an authentic family-style Korean barbecue feast. We departed Korea on Korean Airlines on a short hop over the South China Sea to Fukuoka, Japan. After a short visit to the mall, we visited the Kushida Jinja Shinto Shrine, where one must purify yourself in order to enter.
Fill up the water up to the pool. And you need to use this water until the end. Okay, no like 2 scoops, only 1 scoop. And then first you have to cleanse your left hand. And then change the hand to the right. You have to cleanse your right hand second. And then now change again. And have to make a cup with your left hand. And I really don't want to put this water into my mouth, so I just pretend to cleanse my mouth. And then lastly, you have to cleanse this part as well, like this. And then put it back to original position. That's how you purify yourself.
Following the shrine, we went back into the long covered street on our way to the more modern Asian Art Museum. The following day, we took a bus from Fukuoka to Nagasaki. The countryside is agricultural, industrial, and mountainous. Our visit was to see the site of the second ever use of an atomic bomb at this site. An estimated 60,000 people were killed here, with many more from the radiation exposure. The bombs were dropped to end the war immediately, which it did, and prevent maybe hundreds of thousands more casualties. American casualties to this point were over 300,000 alone. The Nagasaki Peace Park is a plea to humanity not to ever use nuclear weapons ever again. After a delicious Japanese meal, we went to look at another piece of Nagasaki history, a recreation of a time when an artificial island served as a trading post for the Portuguese and Dutch traders, and the only Japanese territory open to Westerners for over 200 years. From Fukuoka to Kyoto and then again to Tokyo, we took the Japanese Shinkansen bullet train that reaches speeds near 200 miles per hour. It is powered by 25,000-volt overhead power supplies and serves up to 160 million passengers every year. Getting on and off is highly regimented, and only carry-on luggage is allowed. After getting a bite to eat at a nearby mall, we headed to the Arashiyama Cultural District. This is a center of Zen Buddhism. It was originally built to venerate the Gautama Buddha. Due to the many fires throughout the last 600 years, most of these buildings are reconstructions, home to Buddhist priests and monks. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of Kyoto's most popular tourist sites. One of the spectacular parts of this Buddhist compound is the Arashiyama Bamboo Forest, with its 160-foot tall bamboo stalks along this path.
I wish I had one of those little fake cell phones.
And of course, there is almost always shopping nearby. Another highlight of Kyoto is the Fushimi Inari walking tour to this Shinto shrine dating back over 1,000 years. Kyoto was the Japanese capital for millennia, and many consider it to be the cultural capital of the country. This shrine is famous for its thousands of orange Torji gates, and was a filming site for the 2005 movie Memories of a Geisha. A Japanese favorite, matcha tea, was also sampled at this traditional Japanese tea house. We enjoyed shopping in another covered mall where you can find Wagyu beef for a price, but you can also find the more affordable beef sandwiches. After whizzing from Kyoto to Tokyo, one of the first things we saw was the Imperial Palace, the official home of the Japanese emperor. Its tranquil beauty belies several assassination attempts and its destruction during World War II. Today, the royal family lives elsewhere except for ceremonial events. Another highlight is the 48-story tall Tokyo City Hall, also called the Metropolitan Building. It was built 35 years ago and is a popular place to ride the elevator to the top to get a panoramic view of the city. Tokyo is a modern city in every sense of the word, but it does preserve sites such as the ancient Asakusa Kannon Temple, revered as the city's oldest and most sacred temple. Shopping also surrounds it. Ramen noodle joints are common all over the city. Ichiran is a national chain. This restaurant was small, upstairs, and featured individual dining. Our guide recommended it, and the food was great, even in this unconventional setting. Downtown Tokyo is every bit the modern, glitzy area, with busy people, shopping, and amazing architecture, and video walls everywhere. Takashita Street, Shibuya, is one of the busiest, most colorful streets in the Harajuku area, with cutesy clothes frequented by the young at heart, trendy and sometimes weird. One famous place in downtown Tokyo is the Shibuya Station, where literally millions of people come to work and shop on weekdays. It is the terminal for 6 railway lines and bus routes. It is confusing, scattered, and has been under construction for more than 50 years. The station features this 1960s-era mural, The Myth of Tomorrow, by Japanese artist Taro Okamoto, depicting the explosion of an atomic bomb. I really enjoyed nachos and was not disappointed at this establishment. Thus fortified, we also shopped, seeing big tech everywhere, and enjoying many iconic Japanese characters from popular video games. Our big day in Tokyo culminated in an out-of-the-way cooking class where we made our own supper, learning how to make teriyaki the Japanese way. And it's way better, not nearly so sweet. On our last day in Japan, we made the pilgrimage to Mount Fuji, 2 hours by bus south of Tokyo. Our guide said that fog frequently covers the summit due to Japan being on an island in a semi-tropical area. We made our way to the Fuji Subaru Line 5 station, a popular base camp for those who like to climb the 12,388-foot tall volcano. We busied ourselves with visiting 2 lava-formed caves, the Fugaku Wind Cave and the Narusawa Ice Cave. We also hiked a path between the 2 caves in the Aokigahara Forest. Our farewell dinner was a great buffet high above the city, offering these great views before finishing our tour of South Korea and Japan.